Hey, it's Tom from latestdeals.co.uk, and today we're talking about what to do if you've got a bad credit score. What is bad credit? You'll have a bad credit score, or poor credit score, if you've had trouble paying back debt in the past, or you went over a spending limit, or some other type of financial trouble. Nearly everyone in the UK has a credit score. It's information or a measurement used by lots of companies gathered together to be able to entrust how much to lend to you. And if, for example, you fail to pay back a debt or a personal loan or a credit card, that will negatively affect your score. And when you have a bad credit score, it may make it harder to apply for new debt, for example, a new credit card or a mortgage. And that can be tricky and frustrating, but there are ways to improve your credit score. One of the key ways to build your credit score is with a credit building credit card. This is also known as a bad credit card. So how does this work? First of all, you've got a poor credit score. Don't worry, millions of people are in a similar position. So you apply for a bad credit card or a credit building credit card. They need to work on their names. So you apply for one of these cards and you borrow money from them. And with that money, you spend it on what you need to spend it to, and you have to make sure you pay it back. And as you pay it back, where's my friend? He's down there. As you pay it back on time, in full, this helps build up your credit score once again. However, there's a few things you need to know. These credit cards are expensive, not in terms of that you've got to pay cash for them up front, but if you fail to pay them back like the previous credit cards, they usually have even higher interest rates, higher charges. Why? Because they're taking more of a risk on you. They know that your credit score is low, and so they say, okay, I'm going to lend you £100, but if you fail to pay me back, you're going to have to give me back the £100 plus a higher than usual interest rate or percentage fee charge. That's normally called your annual percentage rate, the APR that you see everywhere. So for example, let's just say you borrow £100 and the interest rate's 10%. You'll have to pay back £110 back to the bank if you miss the deadline. And this is the most important part for all credit cards, not just bad credit or credit building credit cards, but all credit cards. The number one thing you have to do is pay it back on time. Now, the best way to do that before you skip this video and watch another one is to set up a direct debit. So as soon as your card arrives, you set up a direct debit from your bank account to the credit card company, just like you would for your Netflix or for a gym subscription or mobile phone contract. And that way, the credit card charges you automatically. As long as you've got enough money in your bank account, you can pay it off in full every month. So as you borrow money from these cards and pay them back, your credit score will start to tick up. And that means in the future, you can apply to better credit cards or better personal loans or even better mortgages. The first rule is to make sure you pay your debt on time every month. And the best way to do that, as I said, is with a direct debit. But if you can't do that, just make sure you do it with a bank transfer or whatever means that they allow. Number 2, do you really need more credit, more debt? If you have another credit card, usually the best thing to do is actually just to focus on that debt and pay it off first. If you have another loan, pay that off first. That will help your credit score more than getting another card. If you don't need to borrow more money, then don't. Just focus on paying off anything existing and spending with the cash that you have. Number 3, and it's a bit of a secret rule, is not to withdraw cash from the hole in the wall. Most people don't know this, but when you use a credit card in the hole in the wall to take cash out, they charge you a fee. And that is not a good way to start saving money. Number 4, can you pay it back? If you don't have enough money in your bank to pay it back, don't get it. It's always a bit of a catch-22 with credit cards. Don't I borrow one if I don't have money so that it helps me out? No. Actually, you need to have money or at least guaranteed income coming at the end of the month to pay back the minimum repayments. You want to pay more than that because the minimum repayments are designed to keep you in debt for as long as possible. So you want to be putting down as much money as you can to pay off that debt as fast as you can. that will help you rebuild your credit score so that you can do other things like apply for a good mortgage. So what are the pros and cons of these credit cards? Pros: you're likely to be accepted. You can improve your credit score if you pay things back on time. Credit cards give you Section 75 consumer protection when you buy things over £100. That means the credit card company is jointly liable if something goes wrong and has to give you a refund. But there are cons. High interest rates. If you don't pay back your credit on time every month, you'll be charged a lot. Second con: they have low credit limits. This means you might not be able to borrow as much as you can on a normal credit card. But if you can't get the normal credit card, then perhaps it's better than nothing. The third con is that there's still a risk that your debt goes up. If you've already got a bad credit score, that probably means you already have some debt. You don't want that debt to grow. So you have to be really careful. Are you sure you're going to be able to pay back this credit card this time? Thank you very much for watching. I hope this little video on credit building credit cards or bad credit cards has been helpful. If you want to see a table of comparison of the best credit cards, go to latestdeals.co.uk, where we've got a full guide with more helpful questions and answers just for you as well. Go to our YouTube channel, Latest Deals, where we've got a playlist for all different types of credit cards as well. And subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.